Have you ever held your breath just to feel what it's like to almost disappear? Or stared into the dark and wondered, what if death isn't an end, but a return? There's a book, no title, no author, said to have been found in monastery ruins, desert caves, and dream libraries alike. It doesn't speak of heaven or hell, no judgment, no reward. It simply describes what happens when we die, not as dogma, but as natural law, like the tide returning to the sea, like the flame dissolving into light. And strangely, it doesn't begin with death. It begins with you right now, breathing, worrying, holding on. Because how you live is how you leave. You've spent years building a life inside your mind, a fortress of thoughts, plans, memories, fears. You call it me. But this me is made of stories, some true, most borrowed. And every story carries weight, grief you never released, anger you buried, love you withheld. This is your emotional baggage, not luggage you carry, but chains you've mistaken for identity. The mysterious book says, at death, the body falls away, but the mind does not stop. It continues its patterns, its obsessions, its illusions. If you lived in fear, you'll dream in fear. If you lived in love, you'll dissolve into love. Not because you're being punished or rewarded, but because consciousness follows the grooves it carved while alive. So let's pause. Right here, right now. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and let it out. Again, deeper this time. Feel the rise of your chest, the quiet beneath the noise. Now notice, what are you holding on to right now? A regret? A worry? A version of yourself you think you should be? Imagine placing it gently on your exhale. Not to erase it, but to see it clearly, because awareness is the first step toward release. The book says, the journey after death is simply the journey you've already been on, only without the body to distract you. So healing isn't something you do for the afterlife. It's something you do now, so you don't carry unnecessary weight into the next threshold. Your mind is like a stormy sea. Thoughts crash like waves. Emotions pull like undertow. But you are not the storm. You are the ocean, vast, deep, undisturbed beneath the surface. The ego, the I that clings, compares, controls, that's just foam on the wave, temporary, fleeting, not you. The mysterious book describes death as a great unraveling. First, the senses fade. Then the emotions settle. Then the thoughts dissolve. And finally, only awareness remains. Pure, unfiltered, unburdened. It's not annihilation. It's recognition. Like waking from a dream and realizing you were never the character. You were the dreamer all along. So live like you're already free. Not someday. Now. Release what no longer serves, not with force, but with kindness. Forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Love, not to fill a void, but because your heart is already full. Death is not the enemy of life. It's life's deepest teacher. It whispers, don't wait. Be here. Be real. Be love. And in that truth, there is no death, only transformation. When the last breath leaves the body, what remains is what you truly are. Not a person, but presence. Not a story, but stillness. Not an end, but eternity wearing the mask of now. From the Unwritten Book. You are not dying. You are remembering how to live. Rest now. You're safe. You're whole. You're home.